I was born as a second child, 15 months after my sister was born, and she always took care of me. She made sure I had food. She made sure nobody was mean to me. She made sure I went to bed on time. I felt very safe with her. Until we were about 5 and 6 years old, and we started school, there was a boy, Peter, who would be really mean to her. He would tease her about her beautiful hair. It was black and curly and glossy, and he would call her Poodle. And it would really upset her. And I could see that my older sister, who I loved and admired and thought the world of every day, was really hurt. And she would cry sometimes. And I didn't know what to do because I was the little one and she was the big one. I already knew you could not snitch. Nope, couldn't snitch. And I knew that if I went to our mother, she would say, "Oh, that boy just likes you," and, enjoy it. Well, one day he shouted out at her again, "Poodle," and I couldn't take it. So I launched myself at his throat, grabbed him, knocked him over, and we were wrestling around on the ground. And by the way, he was grabbing my throat. And I happened by sheer serendipity to kick him on his rear end where he had a boil, which is an abscess. He squealed, and the teachers and the headmaster, the principal, came running over, separated us. The headmaster said to me, "What on earth were you doing?" And I explained that I was protecting my sister because Peter, this boy, had been mean to her. So he sent me back to class and said, after saying, "We don't attack people, we use our words." And I said, yeah. So I went off to class, and he apparently spoke to Peter, and never again did Peter ever say anything mean to my sister. He never spoke to her again. He said nothing. And that was a seminal moment for me because up until that point, I felt very small and powerless. And by standing up to Peter, I felt like I could take on anybody. And indeed, I went on to become a litigator, and I represented the environment, and I represented plaintiffs who had been treated badly at work. I represented the little guy. I had learned in that moment that being small doesn't matter. What matters is your intent and what your actions are. And I want to thank you, Peter, after all these years, for giving me that gift. But I also want to tell you, don't ever talk to my sister again.